Hello, everybody. Welcome to LATOKEN online roadshow with the topic, The Power of Right Approach, or how 3 Southeast Asian startups accelerate now. When you search through the internet using the word pair business and COVID, I'm sure you will find thousands of articles giving you advice on how to pass through this difficult time and not to lose the business tempo. But today we have special guests, representatives of the projects who played big, saw the opportunities in the crisis and leveraged them. Let me introduce you to 3 speakers today. Björn Medernach, representing Zatova Coin project, Dani Baskova, representing Vixanium project, and Myrtle Ann Ramos, representing Entice. Let me pass the floor to LATOKEN Regional Director from Indonesia, Irwan Tisnabudi, who will share a pitch deck and tell what current online fundraising opportunities LATOKEN offers to the startups all around the globe. Irwan, please.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our LATOKEN online roadshow. I am Irwan Tisnabudi, and I am LATOKEN's Regional Business Development for Southeast Asia. And my goal is finding great startups and enabling them to achieve their full potential by helping with fundraising, asset tokenization, exchange listings, and post-listing performances. I'm very excited to open this online event.
Can you please share your pitch deck, Irwan, with us?
Yes, hold on. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's begin. Do you intend to ride this wave big time? This is an enlightening and a powerful slide. It emphasizes the power of right approach in any given situations. So if we look at our current conditions, where are we now? Are we in an era of crisis or opportunities? Perspective is everything, and it's very crucial. It is most definitely uncertain times, but who better to deal with uncertainty than tech startups? Running out of cash is still the #1 reason that companies go bankrupt. LATOKEN actually solves that issue, and I will show you how a little bit later. The first part, LATOKEN's Launchpad. So why LATOKEN? I'd like to begin with a few minutes to talk about LATOKEN. It all started about 2 years ago when LATOKEN raised $18 million in an ICO, or initial exchange offering, to build a global digital exchange. Since then, we have grown to be a top 10% of digital exchanges by liquidity in the world. And this is according to CoinMarketCap. And also we have grown to be the largest launchpad for IEOs, or initial exchange offerings, according to ICOBench, meaning that we have helped our listed projects raise the most funds as an exchange compared to other exchanges. How did we get there? Let me give you some vital stats that will help you understand why we are where we are. So we've done a total of more than 150 IEO campaigns since the year 2017, and we have listed more than 400 cryptocurrency tokens. This brought us more than our half of the this has brought us more than 500K registered users and a monthly website traffic of 3 million traffics. A couple of points about our global footprint, and we are going to discuss about it in a bit more detail later. #1 is LATOKEN organizes and promotes blockchain economic forums across the world throughout the year, which are events that gather entrepreneurs, investors, industry leaders, and renowned public speakers. Thanks to those events, we've built a network of more than $80 billion of asset under management, 100 plus VC firms, angel investors, family offices, and allowing entrepreneurs and startups to raise more than $900 million through their participation in and through sponsorship of blockchain economic forums. Now, let's talk details here and let's talk more numbers. As I've said, ICOBench rates LATOKEN as the largest launchpad for new tokens. We are about 15% bigger than the number 2 competitor and 68% bigger than the number 3 competitor. This shows the impact that blockchain and crypto have attained in terms of offering startups and entrepreneurs a new way to raise funds. And LATOKEN rides that wave big time. In fact, we have provided these fundraising opportunities to a total of 54 projects from all around the globe by August of 2019. Only therefore, we have collected a substantial expertise in the fundraising process, starting from projects in-depth audit and ending with providing projects with investment advices and increasing their chances of hitting their fundraising targets. On to the next slide. This details a few of the most recent fundraising success cases. Basically, the numbers speak for themselves. There are 2 points that I like to emphasize to determine the success of an initial exchange offering. The first point is the project itself. The quality of the project, the team, its backers, the community, the product that they have, and its overall traction. And number 2 is the marketing campaign that supports the sale of the tokens. If your project have both, the chances of hitting your fundraising targets increase substantially. LATOKEN airdrop product is a highly efficient tool that will benefit and promote IEOs and greatly increase the number of traders that will be trading the tokens. From 10,000 to 100,000 real Telegram group users. And we have a total of 20 plus success cases done on our platform. A recently launched LATOKEN Venture Capital TV widget broadcasts our today's roadshow to 15,000 viewers via a trading terminal, and LATOKEN's landing page and its crowdfunding section. This product delivers a project IEO announcement in the format of video content to thousands of additional potential investors on our platform. You can list your tokens, invest in upcoming IEOs, and buy your favorite cryptocurrency on top-ranked LATOKEN app with the lowest fees on your local market with only a single click. We talked earlier about LATOKEN's blockchain economic forums. This slide provides a little more color. Our BEFs are a high-profile major event happening in multiple locations across the world throughout the year. In addition to their primary goal of connecting entrepreneurs and startups to investors, BEFs also attract many industry leaders, the biggest names in venture capital and money management, such as Tim Draper, a co-founder of Draper Fisher, one of the most well-known VC firms in the world, as well as renowned public speakers in the financial industry, including, as you can see here, former presidents of Mexico and Bulgaria, former top-level US government officials, and Nouriel Roubini, the famous NYU Stern professor, who is an outspoken critic of cryptocurrency. As you see, we are in favor of open and straightforward discussions and welcome people with various opinions and viewpoints. I would like to present to you our 3 recent online fundraising opportunities that we are currently offering to great startups all around the world. Number 1 is the Investors Room. Number 2 is the online pitching sessions. And number 3 is a crowdfunding campaign, which includes online pitching sessions plus initial exchange offerings. The first one, which is the Investors Room, it consists of these simple steps. First, creating your landing page on LATOKEN will get you visible to 500,000 plus potential investors and 3 million plus new coming visitors on LATOKEN website. This is pretty much your visit card to the investors pool. You can present your project to the LATOKEN team of investment experts in your own video streaming room. We reserve the slot for you in our video streaming room so you can test your pitching to LATOKEN investment experts and get instant feedback on your presentation to make sure that you are 100% ready to pitch in front of VC funds. And then you get an opportunity to be shortlisted to present your project in front of selected investors. You upload your project's white paper and pitch deck to the virtual data room, where you receive the feedback from our investment experts and start planning your project's pitching date, where you will be selected to pitch in front of LATOKEN community and a panel of elite investors. LATOKEN is also currently offering a great crowdfunding method in the global pandemic scenario. Our online fundraising pitch sessions in front of investors with more than $80 billion in asset under management. Here is the value that your project will receive. First is reaching a worldwide investors community of 500,000 plus LATOKEN users. No cross-border travel expenses and issues, meaning that you don't spend time traveling and being selected for pitching. Second is flexible scheduling, which any projects from any time zone can get a pitching slot. Marketing support, meaning that LATOKEN provides you with marketing support necessary for successful crowdfunding. Due to 500,000 user base and infrastructure that we have, it will increase your chances of selling your equities quickly. Entrepreneurs and startups have raised a total of $900 million US by their participation in and sponsorship of BF events. Right, and the next slide. Some of the projects can also add crowd sale fundraising to their online pitching session package. For example, if you have a token, we make a primary offering campaign that will target our 500K plus user base with a banner on the main page with more than 3 million monthly visits. There's also our customizable referral program and secondary market listing. If you don't have a token, we can make the whole tokenization for you to go to the process from an IO to an exchange listing to be traded on our exchange. So to sum it all up, the process of participating in online pitching sessions is very straightforward. Number one is you pitch for a LATOKEN team of investment experts, and then you pitch in front of a selected list of 80 million US dollars of asset under management of VC funds. I'd like to conclude my part by saying that we intend to be a part of your fundraising success. If you want to reserve the pitching slot for your project, send me your email either to my Telegram, WhatsApp, or email, mentioning your project name and the services that you are interested in, whether it's online pitching sessions or crowdfunding campaigns. Thank you for your attention, and now I would like to begin today's panel discussion. Over to you, Nadia.
Thank you, Irfan. First of all, let's make a round of introductions. For each of the panelists, just introduce your company in a couple of words and your positions. Björn, would you start?
Hello, my name is Björn Medenoch. I'm CEO of Zotova. I'm really happy to join this meeting today. So it's for us a great opportunity to representing Zotova coin. And yeah, so should I discuss also about my past time, what I've done, or?
Yes, just a brief introduction on yourself and company, what you would like to highlight for our viewers and audiences to know about your team and company. A couple of minutes.
So yeah, I worked before as a technical consultant for OBD Kinegram AG. It's the global leader in protecting government documents and banknotes, and also made developments for optical variable devices. And after that, I joined Utsoma. It's a blockchain solution for the hospitality industry. And newly, freshly joined Zotova. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Björn. And Myrtle, could you also join us just with a couple of words on yourself and the company?
Hello, this is Myrtle from the Philippines, and you can just call me Anne or Myrtle or any easy words that you can come up. So yeah, what we do in Block Tides is actually events and lead generation, and then we do social media management, and public relations. We are also connected with a lot of media in Southeast Asia, and we can definitely help a lot of projects and startups to provide their message to the community as well. So about myself, I've been in investor relations for 1 year, and then someone gave me an opportunity to be the business director of Asia Token Fund. And then I decided to create my own small business in the Philippines, which is Block Tides, that handles events.
Thank you so much, Myrtle. And Danny, could you also introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Danny, founder of Vexanium Protocol. So Vexanium is the first of Indonesia public blockchain. So we are building a next generation public chain that support a lot of decentralized application, DeFi, and also every blockchain application. So my background is I was 14 years in startup technology. Before that, I was building a deal site on 2010 that have 1 million user. And after that, I built like mobile reward app in 2014 and reached more than 10 million user in 2016. And I started build a Vexanium project on 2017. And Vexanium itself is already live in mainnet last year. And we have more than 60,000 account on mainnet and more than 10,000 transactions daily. And now we already have 30 decentralized app on our mainnet. And you can track it transparency on Dapps.com with several big name of protocol like EOS, Ethereum. Yeah, you can see all of the or debt there. So now we are focusing on building more debt and DeFi on our platform. So that is my introduction.
Thank you, Danny. And the question to all, in the light of the current recession and pandemic, how have you had to revise your business strategies to raise funds and keep your revenue streams flowing? Bjorn, could you address that?
So for Sotova, our project is very community driven. Our aim is to build the biggest digital asset community in Indonesia, where users use our native SOA coin as its utility coin. We offer various use cases for our coin. One of them is staking coins in our ecosystem, quite similar like Binance already do. We provide an opportunity for users to stake the coin for 15-day period and earn until 10 to 50% return based on this period. The aim for the staking model is to grow our user base. Users that participate in our staking model can also learn about decentralizations and blockchain technology from the influencers that we have recruited to be a part of our SOA Academy. So the SOA Academy is a P2P learning and commerce platform where users can transact knowledge, service each other. And it is estimated less than 5% of the Indonesian population have heard about blockchain technology. So our platforms enables the people learning and earning cryptocurrency at the same time through our staking models. Our users will learn basics of trading, investing, and moving money between crypto assets. Also, we have currently recruited more than 200 influencers to grow our ecosystem in Indonesia. Users in our ecosystem may also transact services with each other and using SOA coin as a payment and escrow service. We also have the SOA Foundation, where we facilitate donation grants based on the blockchain. Indonesia is a rapidly developing country, but there are still many rural areas that are behind in development. Hence, we have the first ever donation blockchain technology based on donations. Blockchain technology offers transparency in the movement of money. So the SOA Foundation is the first ever non-profit organization that uses blockchain technology to accommodate donations for the development of Indonesia. There are many acts in Indonesia actually of corruption when it comes to donation and grants that are rightfully distributed to the rural village schools infrastructures of Indonesia. We aim to ensure that we provide full transparency in the movement of these donations so it reaches the rightful person.
Thank you very much, Bjorn. And Myrtle, how do you cope with the current situation and how do you keep the company afloat in terms of fundraising and revenue streams?
With that, basically the major affected thing that is actually the events, the physical events that we're doing. So what we did is, of course, for us to do online roadshows. So that is the solution for us to switch everything online, since physical events are not possible today. So what we did is we're actually doing some webcasts. We're actually doing some conferences as well, like this, for like what you're doing here in LATOKEN. And basically all the services for of block tides is home based, so we can definitely work anywhere, and that's the biggest advantage that we have in like other companies out there, unlike other companies out there. So that's what we do. The only thing that is majorly impacted by the situation is actually the physical events.
Thank you very much, Myrtle. And Danny, would you also disclose some from you?
Yeah, as we know that we are building a blockchain protocol, so Vexanium business model is create a network effect. So everything can do online and everything can do on chain. So now we are focusing on building more network effect, like building more developer, building more user, and building create more biz client on our chain. And of course, all of our team is working home right now. And now we are focusing all on online project and not no need much intense on offline. So we are focusing on several projects like gaming, online certification, and also building some of online service. And now we are starting build a DeFi protocol and will be launched maybe in soon, yeah, in our chain. Yeah, so that's why our focusing still on create network effect all in online. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Danny. And Bjorn, your project strategy of recruiting influencers and marketing leaders to grow your community from grassroots is quite unique and effective. Can you share more on that?
So Satova has actually recruited 200 influencers to grow our ecosystem from the grassroots all over Indonesia. The K is designing an effective affiliate networking models. So these influencers are incentivized to grow and their affiliates. Other than that, we provide also a staking models with a short period with a modest return. We want users to feel staking and being a part of Satova community is beneficial to them financially. So we also in other aspects as well. That's why we are also developing other decentralized financial services, such as converting crypto assets to other real world assets.
Thank you very much, Bjorn. And Danny, currently you have the first public blockchain in Indonesia, and developers are making their dApps on your ecosystem. So how do you attract more developers to build on top of your platform? Could you dwell a bit on that?
Yeah, so currently we have two programs, for first for validator and second for the developer. So for the developer, right now every quarter we give incentive around 4,000 USD, yeah, per quarter. So if they can make decentralized app on our chain, so we give them reward. So also we do a lot of webinar every week to teach developer in Indonesia and also in several countries to create dApp and using our chain. So we are giving a lot of incentive for new developer and for existing blockchain developer. Second, we're giving incentive for the validator. So if you want to be a block producer or validator in our chain, we give more vote so you can get more reward as a block producer or miner on our chain. So that is our strategy for the developer in Vexanium. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Danny and Mithil. So as you mentioned, Blocktimes is actually one of the biggest crypto media agency in Southeast Asia. And you currently have no physical events due to the current pandemic and the turmoil of the recession. So you mentioned also that you have adjusted to the current situation. How do you cope with the situation to feed all the needs of your customers at the moment?
Of course, we need to be innovative and creative when it comes to a crisis like this. So we need to be flexible enough for us to find ways to still produce the key message of a project that we're handling, or your or somebody's company's message. So the best approach there is actually to include everyone, especially if you want mass adoption. You need to educate the right way. I mean, education is the best when it comes to uh, producing the right messages to the companies or the communities that we have. So the right approach is education, and I'm also structuring actually an education for blockchain courses, and it's in talks already. So we're going to certify students, postgraduates. So the best way is for us to provide education to a lot of people, because blockchain is not easy to understand. Like for example, you explain that to your grandmother, they will ask you what is that. So no one really knows about it, right? So the best thing is education right now is, and for us to be adaptable when it comes to uh, some kinds of situations like this.
Thank you very much, Myrtle. And Irvan, could you also ask your questions?
Hold on, I think I'm still muted.
Oh, you're
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'd like to ask Bjorn of Zotofa on the topic of DeFi or decentralized finance. Obviously, DeFi is one of the hottest topics in the blockchain industry right now, and the world will surely see a shift from traditional finance to decentralized finance. And a lot of the financial institutions right now from the legacy finance is struggling to cope with the recession. So what do you think makes a solid DeFi company that offers DeFi services?
DeFi creates optimization in the finance industry. DeFi aims to eliminate inefficiency. I believe we are entering in an era of digitalization, disruption, decentralization, and automation. And the long-lasting businesses will be the ones that are able to create the highest level of optimization.
So it's part of the evolution process, right? Where the most effective uh, company offering financial services will thrive in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll also like to ask Dani of Fexanium. Uh, Fexanium being an Indonesian-based project, and actually provides the and Fexanium provides the first public blockchain in Indonesia. Indonesia itself is a big country, right? Almost 20,000 islands. What is the potential of blockchain technology to be applied in Indonesia, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, is Indonesia is a big market. As we know, almost 2,000 island here, and as we know that, and for the startup industry, Indonesia have 5 unicorn from 9 unicorn in Southeast Asia, and also Indonesia have potential because right now is 30% generation is young generation below than 30 years old, and more than 50% in productive age. So the potential blockchain will be in Indonesia will be on supply chain, lending, and or loan and identity, and also healthcare and commerce. So there will be good move will be on DeFi also. So there's a lot of potential in Indonesia on the next wave on the blockchain. So right now we are still focusing on educate Indonesia user about blockchain, yeah, because we know blockchain is not easy to understand. So we still on the pace, like giving more educate to Indonesian people, yeah, to building more fundamental.
Yeah, because Indonesia is unique. Like it's not the same as any other countries geographically. Like it's like consisted of a lot of islands that are separate from one another. But blockchain technology kind of solved that issues, right? Where the islands separate one another, right? Where it's done,
Yeah.
where it's all done digitally, right?
Yeah, correct.
I'd like to ask Myrtle of Blocktites, since you have worked and consulted with many projects in terms of entering the Southeast Asia market. Can you share with us from your experience what makes this market unique and how crypto projects should adjust accordingly to fit the Southeast Asian market?
Okay. To answer or to add something with the question earlier, I just want to add, because one of the main advantages of DeFi is that it's borderless. Anyone or anywhere with a smartphone phone can definitely access to the internet, can use this financial services. So this will revolutionize as well banking for the poor or the unbanked, especially for those in Africa and Nigeria. And then all of a sudden, they can definitely secure store value using security tokens. So they can invest as well anywhere in the world in anything with the click of a button. So with that, the main highlight for blockchain is actually there's a lot of opportunities to a lot of people. Once you'll understand the main purpose of the beauty behind blockchain, you can definitely see the potential opportunity that this can give you because this can offer high salary jobs for you. Uh, this can definitely have provide you a lot of clients, and of course the transparency behind it. So the transparency and the security. That's what I'm going to highlight about it.
Thank you for your inputs, Myrtle. Yeah, we do have a lot of unbanked population, and they could really benefit from being part of the financial system throughout Southeast Asia. I would like to ask all of the panelists, starting from Bjorn. Currently, we have a lot of upcoming trends in the blockchain industry, right? Namely, the application of digital currencies. And the People's Bank of China have recently launched the first central bank issued digital currency in the world. Now, according to financial analysts, the purpose of digital currencies is that it will bring a lot of changes. It will bring transparency in the movement of money. It will bring automation in payments. What are your thoughts on this? And what do you think the kind of impact that digital currencies will have in the blockchain industry and to everyone in the world?
I think China also have one strategy is to winning back more direct control over the money supply to use as a monetary policy lever. Then they can use also research and also for the law enforcement. Then also the digital currency acquire much lower fees, much higher security aspects, fraud protections, and money counterfeit, anti-money laundering, anti-tax evasion, anti-corruption, and anti-terrorist financing. I believe digital currency electric payment will facilitate the monetary policy making of the Chinese government and benefit the internationals of the Chinese yuan, especially in international transactions.
Thanks for sharing your opinions, Bjorn. Since Bjorn mentioned about putting more controls, right, from the central bank to the people and more monitoring in regards to the movement of money in the country, I'd like to ask Danny, what are your opinions on that? Or do you think that is the main purpose and the main benefits is only for central banks and governments to have more control and monitor the movement of money in a country, or do you think do you think all the other countries that are planning to apply digital currencies also have the same plans? Danny, can you share us your opinions on that?
In my opinion, I think the other country will follow China as well. And for my opinion, it's very good because as we know that a lot of blockchain use case and the use case that really proven on business model on blockchain is digital currency. So digital currency will bring blockchain to the mass adoption. A lot of people will use it. A lot of people will try to use digital currency. So it will be good. And rural people can use, e-commerce user can use. So this will be bring more user to the blockchain. So I think it very good for us. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a next step towards mass adoption, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, for the mass adoption.
Myrtle, concerning the issues of privacy, do you think that the application of digital currencies in a nation issued by a central bank goes against the principles of decentralization?
Well, can you hear me? Okay, so
Yeah.
decentralized finance is actually equipped to fundamentally change the world economy itself. So, with blockchain technology spearheading the front, decentralization is set to bring back, yes, privacy, trust, and let individuals create a future where a transparent, secure public system is in control once again. And of course, DeFi will enable, with the one that I've said earlier, to the unbanked to join the economic system. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Also, I'd like to ask all the panelists, how do they foresee the future? How do they foresee the trend in the next 5 years? Starting from Bjorn, how do you think the struggling legacy financial industry right now, which is currently, we're technically in a recession right now, how do you think this will open the doors to decentralized finance? Bjorn, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you share with us your perspectives in the next 5 years with the legacy financial industry experiencing technically we're experiencing a recession right now in terms of the legacy financial markets. Share with us your prediction for the next 5 years, and how do you think a decentralized finance model will cope with what's going on in the world?
Yeah, I think the whole blockchain technology is seen as a huge disruptor to all industries, and yeah, it will help us. And as we say, like, many people are in Indonesia unbanked, and we can use that as peer-to-peer lending, and to give them money supplies and to get access through finance. And my opinions, like, in 5 years, is getting a huge changement, not only in the financement industry, over the whole businesses globally. So yeah, the digital evolution is already starting now, and it's growing quite fast.
Yeah, thank you, Bjorn, for sharing your perspectives. Now to Danny, since you are you're mostly dealing with Dapps.
Yeah.
Right. How do you see the trend changing from centralized applications to a more decentralized model?
So Dapps is bring a trustless future. So people can trust the code. So I think for our Dapps is still growing. Yeah, people still try to understand how the concept. Yeah, but after they understand, they will be like to use it. Yeah, because there's trustless there, and also people see all the contract, and there is some like DAO model, so people can get their reward when play all automatically, and also they can sell like their token when they get from the games. So I think for the Dapps itself is still starting, yeah, but and also for DeFi also it will be the next good future for the blockchain industry. Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. Now to Myrtle, since you mentioned education, right? Education being the priority right now to increase mass adoption and to kind of help the world transition from centralized finance to a more decentralized model. What do you think is the next step after we've spread the education, getting more people aware of this technology and its impacts? What do you think the next step would be?
The next step is actually engagement. So after education, we need to engage them more about it. And of course, while the most well-known for its application is cryptocurrencies, blockchain is also on revolutionizing supply chains, not just in supply chains, but also in healthcare. Elections can be used as well in elections, real estate. So there are five blockchain breakthroughs as well that I can see. It is for the NFTs, non-fungible tokens, security tokens, tokenized assets, so self-sovereign identity, and lastly, the free speech. So, with to recap with what I said, that there is a next generation tool for us to be able to capable. I mean, is capable of maintaining trust in larger populations, and blockchain can definitely define a brand new order.
Yeah, Myrtle mentioned a very good point, which is engagement being the next step after getting more people aware. But in order to accomplish that, the projects which have different use cases, the first priority for them would be to raise funds, right? And we at LATOKEN focus on helping new blockchain projects and startups find funding, whether it's through retail investors or institutional investors. We knew that the ICO boom, it had its moment in 2017, but that trend has faded. What do you guys think about the future of fundraising and fundraising methods for our industry going forward? Bjorn, perhaps you'd like to share with us your thoughts on that?
I think many companies will start issuing security token instead of normal shares. So like security tokens make it simpler, faster, and easier than shares. And also like the regulated security token, there will be an enhanced investor protection and also more rights for investors.
Thank you very much, Bjorn. Yeah, I do agree with you. Security tokens will have its growth pretty soon. Danny?
Yeah, from my perspective, I think the next will be a lot of blockchain project that they create the project first, and they have several users, and they do their own like token sales on their platform. So I think because as the blockchain project, we need to evaluate the valuation. So if if this project have several users, they can giving the true valuation. The problem of ICO before is we cannot control the valuation. Is sometimes valuation too high, sometimes valuation too low. So the next maybe will be a lot of project. They create a project first, and they have several users there, and also they will be doing a public sale on their platform itself. And sometimes they do an IO in the exchange like LATOKEN or something like that.
So starting with their own funds, bootstrapping first, or maybe relying on an angel investor to start with. You mentioned that blockchain would have a huge impact on several sectors in Indonesia, such as supply chain, right? What do you think about projects that raise funds that receive government support from the government, seeing that blockchain tech will have a lot of benefits to be applied in sectors related to the government, right? But on the other hand, it kind of takes away the control that the government applies on these sectors. What do you think? Could that see a future? Blockchain technology being funded by the government?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because in Indonesia, I think a lot of potential for the public sector itself. It's like certification and also supply chain. So maybe government can do support from that kind of project. Yeah. So I think they still have potential in that area, especially for the public sector.
Yeah, Myrtle, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this as well.
Well, actually, ever since, it's really hard to fundraise right now. And what LATOKEN is actually doing is definitely the best idea. I am really odd when it comes to knowing. I've checked your website, and it's really a great movement for you to help a lot of startups as well as companies, especially this on what's happening right now. It's really hard to meet people face to face, right? So we are being limited when it comes to face-to-face meetings. But with what you're doing is actually you're providing the team message of each startups and projects. So I agree that what LATOKEN is doing is the best way for us to do fundraising as well. And we need to be innovative when it comes to doing and reaching different kinds of people when it comes to projects. So we need to curate everyone when it comes to technology because not everyone is interested to your project, right? So we need to come up with some ideas. What can this benefit to a lot of people? And of course, the next thing is what is the purpose? So that's it.
Yeah, Myrtle mentioned two very interesting points there, which kind of reminds me about LATOKEN and what we aim to do. I'd also like to hear from Bjorn and Danny as well. What do you guys think about this strategy that is being applied here by the team at LATOKEN, doing these online webinars, gathering investors, connecting them with projects? Bjorn and Danny, can you share with us your thoughts and your opinions on this?
Yeah, I think it's the best way because actually nearly everyone from the world is isolated and doesn't have access. Like we can't go to big events and can't representing our project. So it's the best way to use technology and getting connected each other and can representing our whole projects. So what LATOKEN does is a great job, and it helps everyone.
Thank you. Danny?
Yeah, same. LATOKEN is doing a very good job. You can connect a lot of people around the world during this pandemic, and a lot of people can present their idea and also present their company to the world through online event. Yeah, so I think this is a very good movement for LATOKEN.
Thank you guys for your opinions. That concludes my panel discussion. Over to you, Nadia.
So I think we're finalizing now our panel discussion, and we also ask our viewers and audiences to vote for the roadshow and also give your feedback to us. And I pass the floor to Danila also.
Thank you. I would like to say thank you to all speakers who joined our panel today. We're always glad and excited to hear your ideas on where the space flies to, because we're all in the same boat. Thank you, Nadia and Irvan, for such an incredible moderation work that you did today. For the ones who watch this panel now on the LATOKEN platform and on our YouTube channel, I would like to remind you that if you represent a promising and strong project, being at the fundraising stage of your business path, and you intend to become part of one of our coming pitching sessions, or set up a crowdfunding campaign with LATOKEN to present your project to the world and investors, contact our LATOKEN director, Irvan Tisnabudi, and he will guide you through the further process. Thank you, everybody, and looking forward to seeing you at our next online roadshow. Thank you, and I wish you a very good day. Thank you for being a part of such an incredible panel discussion today.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank you.